Hi, this is Billy Olsen. I've been asked to give my reaction to the England team and say what I would have done. So this is what I would have done with the England team. Well, first in goal, I'm going to go with David James. No, he hasn't played international football for a long time. He hasn't played top flight football for a long time. He's been playing in lower leagues, and by some people's standards, he'd say not playing very well at those leagues. But he's one of England's most experienced keepers, so maybe it's time to go back to the experience. He was England's goalie for a long time, and didn't have a great deal of major success. But go back to what you know. Maybe that's something England need to bear in mind. So that'd be my choice in goal. For my defenders, well, I've told the lads my formation would be, if I was choosing the England team, would be a 3-2-5. So first I've got John Terry. Obviously, he's the captain of England. He's been a solid captain for a long time. Had a lot of incidents off the field, but he'll be looking to get past all that. And then who else I've got in there is Ferdinand, Anton. So they've had a little bit of a rivalry. A bit of a bitterness between the two of them. So get that in the team. Let that sort of like a division sort of maybe filter through the whole team. Maybe even start like two different camps. Someone who's on Terry's side, people who are on Ferdinand's side. Get that sort of like uneasiness in the team that always keeps everyone on sort of eggshells, everyone sort of ready to play. So that's always worked in teams I've been in. So and then the other defender I've got is Phil Neville. Mainly to keep Gary on his toes. Gary's just been appointed as one of the new England coaches. So I've always thought that any sort of like a situation where the possibility of favouritism could be considered is always a good thing. Maybe people start thinking Phil's being favoured by Gary because they're brothers. Keep that in the team. Keep that sort of resentment among some of the players. Motivate them. And if none of that works, they can share a list of training and games. So there's always that benefit as well. Alright, in the middle, first off, I've got Joey Barton. Yeah, he has had a checkered season this year, definitely. He hasn't had a great season on the pitch, really. We know what he can do. We know what he can do. We've seen flashes of it here and there. So, maybe it's now time to rectify all those sort of problems he's had in the past. It's true, maybe he would bring sort of like a distraction to the team, but, it might motivate him. You never know. He's done some good things, and there's a whole kicking incident. He'll want to make up for that, and I would want to give him the chance to make up for that at the championships. And the other person I've got in there is Stuart Downing. The stat that stood out for me was no goals, no assists after his big move to Liverpool. So it means he's due one. He's due one, and that's the sort of thing you need to take into these sort of tournaments. He hasn't done anything all season productive. He looked stale at best. I mean, let's face it. And so I think now may be the time that he can show everybody what he can do. So that'd be my midfield. Right, and up front, I've got first person I've got is Bobby Zamora. Because he did have an injury at the beginning of the season, never quite recovered from it. Did have a terrible scoring record. His team had a terrible record. They went down, but maybe that's going to be inspiration for him. Yeah, he hasn't had a great season, so maybe now he really wants to prove to everyone what sort of player he was on the England fringes of the England team at one time. It kind of showed he wasn't quite ready for that level. But what about now? Who knows? Maybe now he is ready. How are we ever going to know? If you don't ask, you don't get. So and then second, I've got Gabby Agbonlahor. Similar sort of situation to Zamora. He was injured at the beginning of the season. His team's had a terrible year. They just avoided relegation. He was on the fringes of the England team at one point, about 3 years ago. So, what about now? What about players like that? You need to look at these sort of players. Maybe players with a chip on their shoulder going in there for themselves, sort of thing. Maybe that sort of attitude. And then thirdly, I've got Michael Owen. Hasn't played an England game in years. Hasn't played a first-team football game in a long time at Manchester United. But, we know what he can do when he was 18. Remember what he did when he was 18? Now he's about 34 or something like that now, but who knows? Who knows? Who's to say that's going to slow him down? He has been, hampered by injuries throughout his career, and I think he's still carrying a few little injuries, but maybe that'll motivate him to, get fit, and that's what you want in the team. Someone that's, you don't know whether they're going to be playing or not. It keeps people on their toes. So that's the sort of thing I'll be going for. All right, then finally is my two wing forwards, which is not a term that's not used that often in football, but I think we've got to try something different. First off is Owen Hargreaves. He's been absolutely crippled by injuries over his whole career. But we saw that video that he sent out on YouTube, and he looked bloody good in that. So that's enough for me. If you can run on a fucking treadmill like that, sorry, but if you can run on a treadmill like that, I want you in my team running the wing forward position. I hasn't had any sort of England career at all. He hasn't really played in the Premier League, but give players a chance. That's the theme. That's the sort of thing we need to be looking at. And the final player on the team I've got in there is Jordan Henderson. Had a big money move to Liverpool, didn't contribute to the team at all. So, that's another form of motivation, inspiration, if you will, showing all those people that are saying, why would Liverpool sign someone like that for that amount of money? Every time you've come on the pitch, you haven't done anything productive, but, I think he could be a good player, and that's coming from me. Gillingham manager, I know talent when I see it, and Jordan Henderson's definitely one of the people I want in my team. So, and that's my England 11. Right, so that's my England 11. Yeah, I'm aware there's a lot of niggles, a lot of injuries on that team, but the England trainers staff, like the physios. Is there any physio jobs going? No? Well, obviously not. That's why I haven't been contacted, because of course they aren't going to have any physio jobs going because they're so close to a new tournament. But I think the England players can get about that and maybe even use it to their advantage.